Israelite prepper here, and I was just looking at a couple of articles regarding silver. And if we take a look back at our economy since 2008, since that collapse, we have had at least 3 rounds of quantitative easing, and they're probably looking at a 4th bailout that we may not be aware of. And we've been told, we're in a bull market and the economy is growing and unemployment is down and things like that. But what we have to do is be careful. We have to be careful with this information because, obviously in the mainstream media, they don't want to, cause a panic. And for the most part, that makes sense. But it doesn't mean that they're completely telling us the truth. When we look back at, 1971 when the dollar, when President Nixon took us off the gold standard, it's been pretty bad since then. The dollar became a ticking time bomb. Now, why do I say that? Because all fiat currency, all currency that's not backed by precious metal, historically gold and silver, have all went to their true value, which is 0. All fiat currency have gone to 0 because there's no intrinsic value in fiat currency. Consider, you take your dollar, and a number of years ago, a long time ago, you can get a gallon of gas for $1. But now we know that you can't do that. But if you take a 1 ounce silver coin, an American Eagle, for example, it says that it has a $1 face value. But as of the recording, as of the time of this recording, you can take a 1 ounce silver coin and you can change it to get $16. So I ask you, you take your dollar and you take silver, which one has the stronger buying power? Which one has more buying power? And see, what we have to realize is that silver has historically been money, and it still is. And one of the crucial things that we have to consider is silver is an industrial metal. It's not only money, but it's an industrial metal. And it's not being replenished. And it's used in so many, I'm in my office here, and a lot of the electronics that's here, there's trace amounts of silver in it. And they're not making more of this stuff. From last little bit of research, and I have to do a little bit more, there's actually more silver above ground than underground. But I'll look into that a little bit more. So the point is, we have to get our hands on some silver. Because if you don't physically own it, do you really own it? So forget about stocks and futures and all that stuff and those contracts. You need physical, actual physical silver that you can hold in your hand, in your possession. Well, why? Well, because we could be heading for a financial collapse if we keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on in world economies. You look at China and they're just buying up silver and gold by the tons. Mints are running out of silver and things like that. I'm not trying to cause a panic or anything like that. I'm just giving a warning, as a watchman. I know you've probably been hearing it from different outlets for years. But you actually want to get your hands on precious metals. Because if the economy collapses, you need to have a vehicle to preserve your wealth. And that vehicle is precious metals. Gold and silver. It's the only way you can hedge against a financial loss. Now some people might be like, "Oh, Robert, we won't have a collapse. It's unlikely." Okay. Then has anyone heard of the Great Depression? And you may say, "Well, Robert, you're going back a long ways. You're going back 80, 90 years. Okay, well, what about Greece? That was just recent. What about Germany a number of years ago when they had wheelbarrow money? You see, a lot of times we think it can't happen to us, but it can. Especially when we look at other countries who are shying away from the petrodollar. Look, the information is out there. You can do what you will, do what you want. But it's probably a good idea for you to at least consider what's going on out there. And at this present time, some of you out there, probably this is not a new message to you. And you were probably already buying a little bit of silver. Some people may be sitting and say, hey, you know, maybe silver will go down under $10 or something like that. I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe it does go down $20, below $10. I'm looking at it today, it's below 16. Now I see it as a tremendous buying opportunity. And if you continue to wait, what if it doesn't go below $10? What happens when silver actually corrects itself in comparison to gold? I remember a number of years ago, we were buying silver at $35, $40 an ounce. But now is a huge opportunity for you to get your hands on some silver and preserve your wealth. Move from the petrodollar. Move from fiat currency to silver and gold. And when, not if, when the dollar collapses, you'll have something to move your precious metals to. It's about navigating different asset classes. So you will move from one asset class to the next. Get into tangible assets. Doesn't mean it's the end all, be all. It's cyclical. So the time now is for precious metals. Until next time, this is Israelite Prepper. Talk to you soon.